Yeah.
Hey, mediocre, you still believe in low ass?
Yeah.
Low ass the better.
Santa loves Mo ass. Oh, shit.
We're on live.
You guys suck me in.
Y'all got this. Wait, there's two Santas?
All right, guys, happy Friday, December 8th. I'm going to bring some guests on. We're hanging out, cutting up in Discord tonight. I thought I would go live and let you guys participate in the discussion. Give me 1 second and we'll get these crazy folks up on the screen. There we go. Mediocre, how you doing?
What's up, everybody?
And in the chat, we got Caleb so far, Anya T. Anya's also up there in the Discord. Noisy Corax, what's going on, amigo? Landon, Gus, Captain Arma. We can take some stock-related questions tonight, or just about anything. It's been quite an eventful week in the market. But it is Friday, so please pour yourself a cold one. Pop a cold one. I've got a little Japanese whiskey over here that I'm working on. I am in the safety of my own home, so for those of you who have a problem with a grown-ass adult with a gray beard drinking at home, go kick rocks. Corax has been following all of the legal stuff going on. Go check out his channel. There was an interesting update today, Mediocre. I don't know if you saw it on the Al and Jordan versus all market participants. Citibank, Antara, Allegheny, New York Stock Exchange, Brazil, the United States of America, FINRA, the CIA, the SEC, and numerous other parties. Apparently, Al would like to separate himself from Mr. Jordan. They don't want to be partners in the lawsuit anymore. So I'm hoping that one or both of them will come on and not come on my channel. I know they probably won't come on my channel, but enlighten their audiences on what is going on exactly, because people have questions. All right.
Yeah. All right. I'd like to see the questions.
Do you have any questions?
Not really, Tony.
I'm not providing a lot of coverage on this lawsuit just because it doesn't really affect us. I mean, it is an interesting lawsuit to follow, and I'm glad Corax is doing it. But since it is for Al's benefit, for him to get a payoff from somebody, if he wins, and more power to him if he does, since it doesn't affect all shareholders, I'm not really spending a lot of time covering that lawsuit.
Tony, I just love the stock.
I love the stock too. Which one are you talking about?
I love all stocks, Tony.
I love Lamp.
But I am an AMC shareholder. That is true.
Mediocre. Whatever you own right now, Gus says buy the dip.
Oh, I bought the dip, Gus. Don't you worry. I bought it.
I did do some trading this week, and there's been a lot of people blowing up my comments saying, Tony, when are you going to do a video on Dish? D-I-S-H. I don't know if I'm going to do a video on Dish, but I did buy some Dish, guys, yesterday. So I want you to be excited about me. Excited about me? I want you to be happy for me about that. But I did sell it today. So locked in a gain. It was a one-day hold.
Yeah, I remember you gave me the heads up on that. I forgot to look at it.
It does
today.
have some, it's got some really nice momentum, Dish. But, and it's got a relatively high short interest too. So don't overlook that one. Another one that I called out in my Discord and on a Twitter space call, which is I have nothing good to say about the company. It's a Chinese ticker that we called out several weeks ago that's had some unusual momentum for no reason. And I'll just tell you guys about it one more time. Do not take this as a recommendation, but I am swing trading it because it keeps moving up and I don't know why. The ticker symbol is LICN, lichen, or lickin. Let's call it lickin. That sounds more fun. But I came across that one as I was trying to figure out what was going to be the next Chinese stock to get that skyrocket to $100. And I don't know if lickin will be the stock or not, but we've been able to make money on it, and it keeps going up. It's not a short squeeze, and there's no news. So what are you going to do?
I don't know.
Mediocre, where did you get that fine Santa outfit? Did you order that from the North Pole?
Oh, I've been a mall Santa for a few years now.
Are you pulling my leg?
I would never, Tony.
I've been a mall Santa also, but as you can see, mine's a more budget version because I just go to the strip mall.
I am not a mall Santa. I just like to have fun, and just part of my my get up. I wear this out with the wife.
Who else we got? Any of you guys in the Discord want to say hello? You want to ask a question to Mediocre? He is a pretty good trader. Although, what's your tagline, Mediocre? You got a tagline?
No, I'm just a dumb plumber.
There you go. He's just a dumb plumber, folks. So whatever you hear tonight, just remember we are drinking, and this is not financial advice. Corey Jones says, "What are you doing up so late?" It's only 9:54 where I'm at, Corey. Corey Jones, yeah. I rarely go to bed before 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and that is a habit that I need to change because it is screwing up me waking up at 4 or 5 a.m. for pre-market trading. Pam the trader, what is going on? She says you guys are always live when I'm out. Pam is probably going to see a movie. If not,
hi Pam.
If not, Pam, have fun either way.
All I gotta say is, if any of you become bad apes, you're getting coal for Christmas. I promise.
We can't quite see it because of your green screen. Put it right in front of your shirt. He's got a bag of coal, but it's hard to see. Your green screen's
It ain't working. You're getting coal, god damn it.
If you're a bad ape or a bad trader.
Oh, whatever. Bad ape, bad trader.
I saw an article today, Mediocre. Have you been keeping up with the Mullen saga or the Bed Bath & Beyond saga or the GameStop saga?
Oh, man, you're putting me on the spot.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking if you've been keeping up.
No, I try not to waste my time. It's valuable.
Oh, man. Ouch.
Woo! I'm sorry.
All right, so let me catch up real quick. Mullen has filed lawsuits, dismissed lawsuits, filed new lawsuits. But the funny thing that I saw today in the news, Frank Nez, you remember Frank Nez, the blogger who has like 1 million ads on his blog? He posted an article which I saw a lot of people misinterpreting about Mullen saying that some market participants were spoofing their shares, which may very well be true, right? I got no problem with Mullen filing a lawsuit to uncover spoofing. But what this morphed into is through his article and people interpreting it the way that they wanted to. Mullen lawsuit confirms 5 billion synthetic shares. Isn't it funny, Mediocre, how people can read an article and then just create their own narrative? Have you heard that at all in social media before?
Yeah, I hear it in social media and the regular media. It happens every day.
Guys, I just want, if you saw that article, if you're following Mullen, if you just doing a drive-by on it, Mullen has diluted well over 5 billion shares legally from the company to their shareholders. Those were not synthetic shares, unfortunately. But what they are alleging, and that's the key takeaway, right? Those were not confirmation of 5 billion synthetic shares. What they alleged is, as they were diluting the fuck out of their shareholders with 5 billion plus shares, the market participants were spoofing and forcing them to dilute, sell shares into the market at lower and lower prices, lower than they should have. So it is important to pay attention when you're reading things and not just do drive-bys on it.
I got a question for Pam the trader. I just
Pam?
want to know if, I just want to know if Pam the trader wants to come sit on Santa's lap and tell him what she wants for Christmas.
Pam, the floor is yours. Kevin W., I'm glad you were able to make it. Noisy Korak says lawsuits are funny to rubberneck. What other lawsuit stuff we got going on, Koraks? You're following a couple that I'm not following. Can you give us a rundown, like on the more esoteric ones, why you decided to follow those? There's a couple that you're following, and I somehow I missed how those caught your attention.
Me?
No, Noisy Koraks.
Oh, okay, all right.
Caleb says, following because I left with 3 shares. Help me learn to buy after reverse split. Yeah, that is key. I was cringing today as I saw Mullen investors saying, I love the stock. It's so undervalued. I bought another 10,000 shares today. I'm like, you guys realize in Mullen, right? You can love the company. I'm not going to hate on you for that. That's your choice. We all got to love something. But there is very likely to be a reverse split here in a couple weeks, a week or two. So, I mean, you do you. I'm not here to give you any financial advice, but if I was looking at it, I'd probably wait. I'm assuming people that love the stock and are buying more probably already are pretty heavily loaded. Seems like the prudent, safe thing to do would be wait until after the reverse split, see if it happens. And if it doesn't, then, what you already got is going to make you a lot of money if it runs up. Pam says, have you been naughty or nice, Mediocre?
I've been extremely naughty.
I'm surprised you weren't at the casino tonight. It is Friday.
Yeah.
Is it your massive winnings from the casino how you fund all your stock gambling?
Oh, God, no. This is probably the opposite. No, I don't make money down the casino no more. That place hates me.
I used to go win money in Atlantic City and then, or was it the other way around? I would win money in, I think it was win money in Vegas and then go to Atlantic City to lose it. What casinos do you have up there in your area that you like?
Foxwoods, Mohegan Sun.
I want to go to Mohegan Sun. We need to set that up next time I'm up that way.
Yeah, we talked about it. That's a nice one.
Anya says, mediocre. All right, we got a stock question. What do you think about HE, Hawaiian Electric?
What do I think about HE?
For those of you that aren't following it, Hawaiian Electric is the utility that is alleged to have started the fires that ravaged that island in Hawaii, and they are being sued, and the stock is down, what, mediocre, about 70%?
Yeah, it's down pretty good. I'd say 60-70%, something like that.
So, and the lawsuit is pending, right?
Yeah, there's a pending lawsuit.
So, what's your plan?
There,
What do you think?
well, there was statements on both sides, so I don't want to get into the nitty gritty about what those statements were. People should do their own due diligence. I personally think that um, the county that's suing them, or the government entity that's suing, I don't think that my belief is I don't think that they'll win that case. Um, but I believe there will be several lawsuits, you know, from homeowners and such like that. Whether they go anywhere or don't go anywhere, to me, it doesn't matter. What matters to me more than that is, at least Hawaii Electric is offered um, people some assistance and stuff. I don't think that they were responsible, but that's my opinion.
So, tell us
Um,
the synopsis of the trading plan because it is risky, right? If they
it's an extremely risky play because you have lawsuits.
if they lose the lawsuit, they would probably file bankruptcy. If they win the lawsuit, then you have a massive gain potentially ahead of you, right? So
correct.
in the meantime, how do you trade it knowing that potential risk?
I try to trade the momentums, the ebbs and flows of it. But I also I think I'm in a pretty good position where I'm at. And so I use basically the wheel strategy.
So you're selling covered calls and you're selling cash secured puts.
Yes.
All right, I like it. And guys, if you're interested in the wheel strategy, I might do some videos on it, but there are plenty of videos out there. That's what I'm doing on AMC. That's what I do on pretty much any stock that I have over 100 shares in. To maximize your option premium and lower, or you could look at it as lowering your basis on the shares that you're holding.
So there's a few main things I look for in stocks, anyways. But stocks don't trade like a straight line. If they did, they would never go up or down, right? So stocks consistently move up and down. I try to play the ebbs and flows if I can. But other than that, you know, I just look for good companies that aren't going to get diluted and destroyed. You know, I look for companies that are profitable where the CEO is not going to destroy the shareholder because that shit sucks. Been down that road, and we all have, and whatever. But I look for reasons why the stock may run up, right? Like
do you have any
AMC,
favorite,
for example.
do you have any favorite short squeeze plays right now?
Short squeeze plays. I don't. I don't have any short squeeze plays per se, but I have been trading other stocks, yes, that have short interest that are also in the industry I know quite a bit about. How's that?
I think the audience probably wants to know more.
Tony, you're trying to
you're
get
being
me
very
hated here.
mysterious.
All right, so for anybody who doesn't know, there's other movie theater companies who are in better position. Just for the record, I own a lot of shares of AMC, okay? But I also own other movie theater companies that have short interest, that have the same upside as AMC, but they're profitable. They still owe money, yes, but they're profitable. They're profitable quarter after quarter, right? So this is going to be a terrible quarter for movie theater companies, and I know Tony talks about this all the time. The actors strike, the writers strike, that all hurt AMC and the movie theater industry badly. So I'm concerned, when do we get all those movies back? I think 2024. I'm very bullish on the movie theater industry as a whole.
2024 or 2025?
I think some could happen in 2024. I'm hoping. That way, it won't be as long because I don't want to hold for a whole year, but it's possible it takes that long. It could be 2025. Who knows?
Mediocre.
Cinemark.
Gus says Cinemark. Cinemark. Cinemark does have, by the way, if you haven't looked at it, I know we often, because we've been buying and holding AMC for so many years, we often view Cinemark as the enemy, but somehow it's accumulated over 20% short interest reported. So it is one to think about if you're looking for other stocks to buy, to add to your portfolio. I have a large portfolio, not just one stock, and I recommend you guys do the same.
Yeah, I'm well diverse. I own Cinemark because of that specific reason, and it's profitable. Okay, but I own a lot of shares of AMC. So for me, I own both of them because whatever news comes out, like there's specific news to each company, but as far as the overall news affects both. Like Beyonce is going to affect both companies. Taylor Swift.
The funny thing that I was looking at, like when we're looking at domestic box office for Q4 being weaker than we'd like, Cinemark has a shot of, turning a profit in Q4, whereas I'm almost certain at this point AMC will not, because the box office is just not strong enough. We need 2.6 billion domestic box office for AMC to break even or turn a profit. Cinemark needs about 1.8 billion.
Right, and I think that Beyonce and Taylor Swift helped Cinemark to get there.
I had a comment, besides the normal daily comments I get on my YouTube channel about make sure to sue Tony Denaro for giving you all that financial advice. I had another one, which was funny, that said, let's sue the board of directors and Adam Aaron for diluting. And can we talk about that for a second?
Sure.
This is the same stuff we've talked about for the last year. Why is AMC diluting? Because there is this, I call it misinformation or misunderstanding, or just head in the sand. I don't know what it is, but again, my channel is always open to a CPA or a CFA, anybody in the financial industry that wants to come on and give me a counter case. But when I look at the balance sheet of AMC and the income statement and project out earnings and potential losses that I'm predicting for Q4 and Q1, we had 2 or 3 quarters ago, mediocre, a $1 billion working capital deficit on the AMC balance sheet. Do you know what that means? Mediocre.
What's it mean, Tony?
It means that the ability of the company over the next 12 months to pay their bills is negative $1 billion in cash. So that's a
Hold
red.
on.
Go ahead.
Where are they going to get the cash, Tony?
Well, they can't just create it out of thin air, right? They can increase their income, which is tough right now because of the actor strike. They could sell off some assets, or they could go to the capital markets and dilute. So that is unfortunately the situation with AMC, and something, again, we've been talking about for a long time. Negative working capital, when you see that on a balance sheet, no matter what company that we're talking about on this channel, I point it out to you guys because I want you to know that that is a red flag that there is potential dilution coming. And AMC has, through the capital raises that it's done, improved the working capital deficit from negative 1 billion to only now negative 500 million. But if you're wondering why are they diluting now, we're still negative 500 million on working capital. And the The accounting finance guys at AMC are concerned about that, as they should be.
Right.
And so is Wall Street. And I think, guys, as retail investors, you need to understand what this stuff means and why it is important, and stop kidding yourselves that the company does not need to raise cash. I know it's hard to hear that. I get it. It's very hard to hear it. But it's in black and white on the financial statements. This is not just some DD we're making up. So to think that you're going to take Adam Aaron and the board to court and beat them for diluting when they don't need to, that is going to fall apart really, really quickly when they present the balance sheet. Now, go ahead and shoot all your arrows right now, everybody who hates what I just said.
Hey, Tony, I think I see a question from who owns the media.
From who?
There's a guy in chat named Who Owns the Media.
Who
Has a
owns the
pretty good
media?
question.
How high do you think AMC can squeeze to? I do not consider any stock with under 20% reported short interest as a squeeze candidate. So right now, that's been my rule for 2 years, guys. I'm not creating rules as we go. And AMC has, last time I checked, just over 10%. So it's not on my squeeze list right now.
Tony, are you getting cold
Am I what?
for Christmas for saying all that bad stuff? Are you going to get coal for Christmas
No,
for saying all that bad dilution
This is
stuff?
not bad stuff. This is like how to understand what's going on so that you can make smarter trading decisions. I know other channels tell you everything that they tell you is incorrect, and don't listen to it so that you can make better trading decisions. Anyways, let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. But seriously, the best.
You want to know what I think?
I want to know what you think, but let me finish this sentence. The best trading decisions you can make is to read the 10 Qs and read the risk disclosures from a company and read the balance sheet and the income statement. And if you're really a glutton for punishment, get to know the cash flow statement too. Now, what do you think, Mediocre?
I think dilution destroys shareholders.
Well, I mean, look at Mullen. I saw a guy today that said he had $24,000, maybe $20,000 in Mullen, and now it's worth $14 or some shit like that.
I'm not like, okay, so I'm saying this stuff in a way, trying to, you know, in a funny way to bring light to what we're talking about. But seriously, on all seriousness, dilution hurts the shareholder, right? That takes ownership away from the person who invested in the company. Okay, it helps the company stay afloat, but it hurts the shareholder.
That's why they call it dilution.
So my opinion is, don't get diluted. Avoid dilution at all costs.
But if you're invested in a company and you love a company that is going to dilute, what do you do then? I mean,
What do I do?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, let's have a conversation. You're invested in a company. You look at the balance sheet. You see they're running low on cash. You see they have a working capital deficit, and or they have almost no cash on the balance sheet to, when you peek over at the income statement, you see how much they're spending. You realize they only have 1 or 2 quarters of cash on the balance sheet to support that level of spending. And in that case, I'm talking about Mullen or any other number of stocks. How do you trade something like that? Like, do you buy and hold it forever, or do you try and make some smarter choices?
I would sell it, and if I love the company that much, I would watch it until they corrected their balance sheet and their what they got going on, and when they fixed it and dilution was over, I'd re-enter it.
Fucking shill.
You know, I mean, you cannot make. I used to think that you could find a penny stock you know, that was a good company and was going to be something like Yahoo, like Microsoft, like Amazon. Okay,
Yep.
those are few and far between. It doesn't happen that way. The way you have to make money, my opinion, it's not financial advice, is you have to trade your way to that money. That's the only way. That's just the way that I see it.
So I know a lot of people got mad when I exited my position in AMC in August because we knew there was dilution coming. Right? Irrespective of the reverse split, we knew that the intention was to raise cash. And so the idea was get out of the way temporarily. Still love the company. I still want to see people make money in it, but take the smart choice, step aside temporarily, wait for the price to come down, and then enter back in some point where close to where you think that they're going to finish doing the dilution. And where do you think we're at in this second round, mediocre, of this second round of dilution?
Well, looking at charting and going over what the overall market has done in the past week and all that, I think that 650 was most likely the bottom. Don't hold me to it. I did not get in at 650, but I am in
You are
AMC.
in, okay. I am in too, by the way. I echo your sentiment that we're close to the bottom in this range. I'm in at about 670, and then I sold covered calls against it. So my basis is about 611 right now.
So you're a little better than me. I'm in at roughly 680, and I also sold cover calls against my position for 750.
And if it goes lower in the next week or two, would you buy more? Like say we see $6 or 550?
Yeah, I would.
I would too. Not because I'm trying to rah-rah or pump the stock, just because I think we're really close to an announcement that the dilution is done.
Yeah, I'm not expecting it to happen, but yeah, if it did, I would.
What other questions we got here, you guys? I'm trying to think what else we saw in the news. I was seeing another stock today. I'm not in it, but the ticker symbol is SONG, SONG. I think it's a penny stock. And they announced, if I got this straight, someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. They announced a potential reverse split, and they were going to issue a restricted stock dividend. And that has very heavy GTII vibes. GTII people got screwed by the issuance of a restricted stock dividend. And then, after that mediocre, the stock plummeted because shareholders weren't really in favor of that plan. And then the CEO said, well, I think the share price tells us that we probably shouldn't do that, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to do the reverse stock split and the restricted dividend. And then a couple hours later, he followed up and, oh, by the way, I'm resigning.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, when you tie the CEO's hands and he can't repair the company, that's the problem. What are you going to do? And that's why I think what happened in AMC's court case, in not AMC's court case, but in the court of they came up with that new rule where they don't need shareholders anymore to
the Delaware law change.
Yeah, exactly. In Delaware, that's what I was trying to get out.
All right, we got a comment from Gus. Yeah, Matt, that does sound like GTII 2.0, the Song Saga. I'm glad I avoided that one. There were a lot of there's a lot of people I follow on Twitter that are penny stock momentum traders, and they have been playing Song. And they got rug pulled with this series of announcements today. Gus says, short squeeze aside, I think based on the chart, AMC will retrace to 19. I like it, Gus. I'd be happy with a retrace up to $12. But 19 would be even better, Gus. I'm pulling up the chart here as we speak.
Tony, excuse me for a minute. I need to go give Mrs. Claus a kiss.
All right. Give her one for me. I'm waiting for my Mrs. Claus to get back from her Friday night yoga class, too. I think there's a lot of people, Gus, that want to see a retrace to 41. What's your odds on that? 41 being where we were before this reverse split and dilution nonsense. Who owns the media says, can we see 300? I mean, maybe in 2025. Let's see. Let me do some rough math in my head real quick. PE ratio of 20. We'd need earnings annually to be about $15. Gosh, I don't know if we can get earnings up to 15.
All right, I'm back.
I kind of back into where a price can go based on a PE ratio. Just being mathematical about it. Now, FOMO and momentum and heavy short interest, if any of those are in play, you could see any price. But just looking at a valuation basis, I think 300 is going to be really tough right now. Let's say, what's AMC's earnings been recently on their most positive quarter?
Oh, you want to dig deep into that.
Let me pull it up here. Financials, income statement, quarterly. 8 cents. Wait, is this AMC? Yeah, 8 cents and 10 cents. So that would impute. This is low. This is a low year. So let's double that. Let's say that would be 40 cents per year. Let's double that and say $1. $1 per share in 2025 times a industry average PE ratio of 20. That gives us a price target of like $20. Just based on how analysts would look at it. Groundhog Eater says, what do you think of Upstart? I haven't looked at Upstart in a long time. Feel free to fill the quiet while I'm pulling it up, Mediocre.
I'm trying to get these guys in chat in the Discord to say hello.
Hello.
What's up, Gus?
Shiro and Steven are being quiet.
Happy holidays, everyone.
I'm just trying to restrain myself.
Oh, you're good. Let it all hang out, Gus.
AMC
Welcome
to
back,
the
Anya.
moon.
I'm looking at Upstart. They have, total revenue is, if I go back a couple years, it's about 50% lower than it was. And net income is still negative. So you got some risk there. Current assets, 2 billion. Current liabilities.
It's Anya here. I came to say hello to everybody.
What's up, Anya? Current liabilities, 1.36 billion. So their balance sheet is okay. I guess the question that I would dig into if I was interested in Upstart is when are they going to start booking positive earnings? That's all I can say about it tonight. But the chart looks good. It's coming up. Anya, how you been?
Good, but I had to log out of this account. Good. I had to log out because I'm hearing everything double.
You're hearing everything what?
Double.
Double, 'cause
double.
she's-
Yeah, because you got the YouTube open too.
Mute your YouTube.
Yeah, click on the YouTube tab and just
Hit my
mute it.
YouTube. All right, let me try that. Buy blue. All right. Buy blue. BLUE. Blue.
All right. Speaking of
BLUE.
blue, mediocre, I saw a comment go by earlier that said, "What do you think of JetBlue?" Now, I don't have a comment on JetBlue because I'm not trading it, but I know Anya's been trading it, and mediocre, I know you've been trading it. So, would you like to answer that question?
I only okay, so I only traded. I don't want to call it momentum, but I waited for a massive pullback before I entered and got the run up. So I am no longer in the play.
Okay.
You know, I mean, it could go to $6. I don't know, but
There's another blue. BLUE.
Yeah, we're looking
Blue,
at
blue.
JetBlue, JBLU. So it's trading
I
at.
know, Tony, but now look at BLUE.
All right, let's finish. Mediocre, do you have anything else to add on JetBlue?
I mean, okay, so JetBlue had a bad third quarter. I didn't go deep into financials, but you know, they're struggling a little bit, like all airlines are at the moment. But I don't know how Q4 will be because we're in the holiday season and a lot of flights happen. You know, even Anya brought that up. She knows that too.
That is true.
So I mean, it could have a better Q4, but I don't. I think it's at its fundamental value in that area, and so it's more of a risk. So I like to be more take the risk off.
They must not be making money because they have a negative PE ratio.
Yeah. So I don't like to keep my money into it because if they're not profitable, there's always chance of dilution.
All right, let's look at the one Anya was asking about, Blue, which is Bluebird Bio Inc. Dropped Anya from a high of $236, currently trading at $2.86. Tell us why you like this one, Anya.
Oh my God. Because I am because it was at 5 something today, and then it went. They got approval for some sickle cell anemia
Oh, I see that.
patent.
It ran up to 550 midday today, and then plummeted 50% in the middle of the day. What happened?
I don't know, but it's related to CRISP, which is another stock that Blazin turned me on to, which also pulled back today.
It says Bluebird falls on pricing and safety concerns for FDA-approved gene therapy. Yeah, that's a big spanking, minus 40.5% in a day. Yes. Yeah, he can have it. Yep. JetBlue Mediocre is acquiring Spirit Airlines. Does that factor into your analysis at all?
Yeah, that's why I bought it.
Okay. So you bought the news and then you sold it on the momentum to get out before. Well,
I wouldn't say that I bought the news. Okay, so on Wednesday, the SPY and the overall market kind of collapsed. It came down and it drove everything down, right? but I had already known about Spirit trying to acquire, not JetBlue trying to acquire Spirit, but there was a lawsuit, which I think JetBlue will probably win that lawsuit. That was part of it, right? So if I can get it for that cheap money, even if I have to hold it and they acquire Spirit, that's going to push the price up. That was my thought. And by the next morning, I wasn't the only one who obviously thought that, because it ran up the next morning to 550. And I said, well, I mean, it could still go higher. I'm not saying that it can't, but I'm not going to sit there and hold something. I'll wait for a pullback, re-enter. That's just how I trade. So I took my profits.
Big B says, why are you saying airlines are struggling? Go look at the charts for the last 3 months. They've all been pumping. Have you looked at any other airlines mediocre?
No.
I don't.
Yes, United Airlines is also doing well.
All right.
But I was talking financially.
I'm just peeking at the financials of a couple of them right now. Looks like American Airlines booked a loss for last quarter, but Delta booked 173 positive earnings. And I haven't made it to United just yet. Over the last 3 months, American Airlines dipped from 13 down to 10, but it has retraced back to 13. Let's look at Delta. Not Delta Apparel, DAL. I don't typically buy airline stocks, so Delta also took a dip over the last 3 months from $40 down to 30, now retraced back to $40. And United is UA, right? No, that's Under Armour. What is United?
UAL.
UAL. Thank you, Anya. I don't memorize tickers of stocks I don't follow. So UAL dropped from 43 down to 34 and has been retracing in the last month back up to about $41. Let's see how their earnings have been over the last couple of quarters. You found Paloma? UAL has very solid earnings for the past 2 quarters. So
How are JetBlue's earnings?
JetBlue, let me look it up. UAL, by the way, posted 347 and 328 for the last 2 quarters. So,
No, I like JetBlue. I only fly JetBlue, to be honest with you. But
I always flew American, only because they had their hub in Dallas. I don't know that it's the best airline.
I like direct flights.
JetBlue had negative 46 cents in the last quarter, positive 41 before that, negative 58 before that. They've just been all over the map, mediocre. Up and down, up and down.
So would you leave your money in it?
No.
Okay, then.
No, but you found a good momentum trade and you took the profit. So hats off to you. Hat tip.
I hear you. I hear you, mediocre.
Matt says, isn't a Hawaiian airline company getting bought out by an Alaskan air? I saw something about Alaskan Airlines. Who's been following that one?
I did not hear that one.
That is true, but I don't know what airline it is.
Back in the day, mediocre, a long time ago, I traded in American Airlines, and I don't know that I have a good reason for that other than maybe back in the 90s they were better, or maybe I just flew American Airlines a lot. Let me go back and look how they did back in the 90s. But I have not bought any airline stock in decades.
For me, the ticker symbol doesn't much matter. Is it going to move or not? That's all I really care about.
Yeah, it's been all over the map. Going back to 2005, up to 60, down to 4. Years later, back up to 56. Like I want to see a chart of, if I'm not swing trading it, I want to see a chart that basically just goes up, not something that's doing this over decades.
Well, over decades I don't like that, but I like the ebbs and flows. I like the up and down because if it's trading in a trend and it's you can buy the dips and sell the rips, and
Yeah.
that's typically what I do.
And if I look at a smaller time frame mediocre like 2020 till now, something like American looks a little more interesting just based on the chart, but I'd need to dig into the 10 Qs. 2018, it was trading at $60 almost. It's at $13.76 right now. What's up, Justin? Michael says, look at ULCC, which is the airline. All right, hang on, buddy. Frontier, $22 nosedive down to $3. However, if we zoom in, still looks pretty bad. They have risen since October from $3 to $4.70, and now let me look at the financials. ULCC. The earnings are again bouncing up and down.
What's the ticker?
ULCC. So we have a very spotty history of positive earnings followed by negative, positive, negative. So, maybe for swing trading, I would consider it, but for like my long-term portfolio, it's a harder ask. I sold some of my blue chips this week, mediocre.
I like it.
You guys want to know which ones?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Let me see. I sold T-Mobile.
I like that.
TMUS is the ticker. I held that one for 4 months. It hit a new 52-week high, which may not be the greatest time to sell. Sometimes they sometimes they say when stocks are making new highs, that's a great time to hold them. But I was trying to free up some cash, and I had a good gain on that one, 15% in 4 months. I sold Ulta, the beauty makeup company, ULTA. Held that one for 60 days, 26.5% gain on that. And I sold PayPal for 7.5% gain. Doesn't mean that I'm done with these companies. I will take a look. I will continue to watch them, but I'm looking for solid companies which are having temporary problems. Get in cheap, ride them up, get out, and then look for the next one. And I have some other ones in play: Target, CVS, Disney, but they haven't hit my my sell range yet.
Did you notice the SPY broke over 460 today?
I saw that. What do you guys think is going to happen with the SPY? In the chat, mediocre, Gus, Steven, between now and the end of December, we closed at 460, mediocre.
I seen that.
I've been seeing a lot of analysts having pretty bullish price targets on the SPY.
The
saying
chart
it's
is
gonna go to
just
520.
crazy. The chart is crazy on the SPY. Like, what happens if we crush through 467?
If we crush through 460 and we keep pushing up, I'm going bull. I'll tell you that. But right now, I'm very, very skeptical, as you know.
It's the Santa Claus rally. You know that.
Whoa.
In my gut, mediocre, you and I have chatted about this, but for those that are watching live, like in my gut, I believe that December probably is going to be a good month, and January maybe not so much. However, just in case, I have some I forget what date, mid or late January, puts on the SPY in case things don't work out. It's just a very tiny bet.
Yeah, I'm waiting because I think it drags out. I was surprised it broke over 460 to be honest.
I'd love to see it keep running because that, the rising tide lifts everything in my portfolio.
Oh yeah, no, let it go, baby. If it goes, I'm gonna make money. I don't care. But I'm skeptical because we're at that resistance. We're hitting the head of the ceiling. We either need to break through and continue going, or head down.
Yep.
Rug pull.
I'm still, I didn't look today to calculate, but I'm still close to 50% cash. And that's in case the market crashes or in case, whatever next beaten down blue chip I can find. But if the
Let's
market,
hear from Gus. What you gotta say, Gus?
if the market
Rug
starts
pull.
running, I'm going to pile in. Rug pull what, Gus? What's going to rug pull?
Everything.
So you're saying you don't believe those analysts, the professionals?
Are they trying to trap us, Gus?
You already trapped. You just don't know it.
Oh, Gus, is your back getting hairy?
Maybe.
Are you accusing him of having a drink? What's your drink of choice, Gus? Everclear?
Yes.
I knew it.
It gets you there quick in a hurry.
Herman says the market never goes down. Duh. Yeah, over the long term, Herman, you are right. The market will continue to go up. That's why I always encourage you guys to find and build up a portfolio of profitable companies with a long history of increasing revenues and increasing profits, and hold those for the long term. Ideally, get a good entry on them. And over the long term, you're going to be fine because the market does tend to go up. But I still am concerned about some big pullback. We'll see into how December goes. I'm ready to deploy that cash. I'm ready to buy into some runners. I really have my eye on Tesla, mediocre. Tesla and Palantir are two that I'm itching to buy, but I can't make myself pull the trigger again just yet.
I will say this, as far as Tesla goes, out of all the electric car companies, that's the only one that I would ever put my money into if I had to put my money into electric vehicles.
Although the EV companies surprisingly have been doing very well this week. Not counting Mullen, but Lucid was up this week. Let me go to my daily chart. Lucid went from 360 to 470. Rivian, not so much. I'm not super bullish on the other EVs just yet. Because I'm worried about all of them needing to raise cash, but Rivian from $16 to $19.
Gus, what do you think is going to happen to those that ran up the EVs?
It's going to come down.
Oh shit! I figured you were going to say rug pull.
I think they're all going to come down.
What do you guys think about food
I'm trying to be nice.
Hello? What do you guys think about food companies? Because a lot of people think food prices are going to keep going up.
What do you like for food companies, Anya?
You know what I like, Tony.
Hormel?
No.
Tyson?
Plant-based. No.
She likes the eggplants, Tony.
I like plant-based, but I want to hear what you guys think. I like plant-based, but I don't like Hormel. But I know food prices are just going to keep going up, including olive oil. But I don't know how to invest in that.
I keep seeing people post images on Twitter of their shopping carts. Like, here's the 7 items I bought for $100 today. I'm gonna look at what should I look at, Anya? Beyond Oatly. What do you like?
Exactly. Those two. That's all I know.
Is
Tyson.
inflation what's driving the market up because people are paying more for stuff?
Tyson Foods has just been eviscerated, by the way. 99, 92 bucks down to 44 with a little retracement to 51 bucks. What the hell is going on with
People
Tyson?
in the live stream keep asking about Hormel, but that's like doing terrible.
All right, I'm going to look at Hormel, but let's look at Oatly real quick because it was running this week. 44 cents up to 111. That's not bad. Almost, well, at least double your money. Anya, I haven't looked at the financials of Oatly, but I like where the chart's at right now. They just had earnings and it's on an uptrend, so that's one to definitely dig into more. Let's look at Hormel.
Blazin looked at the financials of Oatly and they were horrendous.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. No one wants to buy oat water, Anya.
I know, but we have to do
It's
something.
slimy.
Except my wife and you, Anya. You guys are the 2 buyers.
Oh my God. We can't keep having the cows produce the methane.
Oh my God.
Yes,
I just
baby, I'm
wanted to
talking about
squeeze in
you.
here real quick
Can we change the subject?
and give a shout out to Miss Pam. Pam the trader.
Gus is giving a shout out to Pam the Trader. She says that you're her favorite music person. Gus, you've been posting some music videos in
We're
her
working
chat.
on that, yeah.
Hormel is down from 52 bucks to $30. Let's check the financials on HRL.
I would never buy Hormel
Why not, Anya?
because it's meat.
Please change the subject.
Man
And
does
it's
not
like
does not
sausage.
live on eggplant and soy alone.
But it's
Anya.
like sausage. It's like greasy meat.
You know,
Greasy meat.
beans will make you fart worse than meat will.
You know that Tony lives in Texas where all the beef is made.
I made a homemade pizza today, Anya, with some Hormel pepperoni, so don't hate.
I have no problem with meat, but I don't want greasy meat.
All right, Hormel has a long history of positive earnings, although they have been struggling for the last 2 years. But they're still positive. Top line revenue on Hormel continues to go up. So they have a temporary problem of generating, they're generating profits, but they have some issue with cost here that I would need to dig into. Anya, I would suggest that you separate politics and personal preference from your stock investing.
Should I buy Hormel?
I would need to dig into it. They seem like they're pretty depressed, but they continue to grow their income. So we need to dig into why. Why are they struggling right now?
People in your live stream keep asking about it.
And,
Not tonight.
and bacon,
past.
Douglas. What is y'all's favorite brand of bacon? I'll tell you mine, the one that we always buy. Mrs. Wright's thick cut bacon.
Oscar Mayer, baby.
And bake it in the oven. Don't do that pan fried shit.
I got an old Southern saying about beans.
What is it,
Wanna hear
Gus?
Yes, I want to hear it.
it? Beans are good for your heart. The more you eat them, the more you fart.
Yes, Gus. Tell me more.
The more you fart, the better you feel. So eat beans at every meal.
There you go.
Yes, Anya.
We call them in Texas the magical fruit, Gus. Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot.
The more you toot, the better you feel. Sweet beans at every meal.
It's good to know that in Tennessee, you guys have a similar song, similar little story for beans.
Yes, sir.
Steven says, I see Hallie in the chat also. What's up to you in Canada? Steven says home sales fell 4% from September 2023 to October, expected to fall further in 2024. DRV is easy money, mediocre. Steven's been a big proponent of DRV for a while now. Let's check out how DRV's doing. I don't know if you guys saw Steven or mediocre or anybody that I saw my local hometown in the news, a multiplex real estate company that invests in apartments was having foreclosure on a couple of their properties, and they lost some apartments in Houston.
Commercials getting hit hard.
DRV is up from 40. Man, that is near all-time low, $42. All right. So guys, do your DD on DRV. That is a daily 3x bearish real estate ETF. Thank you for that, Stephen. Let's see what Hallie says. Consumer forecasts for Canadian food costs are going to increase by 7% next year.
I see that, Hallie. It's going through the roof.
I mean, if steak keeps going up, Hallie, what are we going to do? Switch to kale and iceberg lettuce? I'm going to have to at some point, mediocre. I don't know if you can tell, but I've been putting on some weight. We were having a debate the other night. I don't think you were here. Like, should I start my diet right now and punish myself all through the Christmas holidays, or should I wait till after my Christmas vacation to start my diet? What do you think?
Live a little. Enjoy your Christmas.
Yeah, missing them Christmas meals is a sin.
All right.
One second.
Put a little plant-based food in your Christmas dinner.
I have no problem eating a salad, Anya. And I can cook up some salmon or some chicken breast on it, some scallops. But I don't know what this plant-based stuff that you're talking about, like plant-based meat substitute products.
Yeah, try it.
Why would
try it like in try it in chili? It's really good in chili. You won't know the difference.
But I'm injecting my body with soy products.
What? Are you afraid of developing breasts?
I mean, why would I do that when I'm perfectly happy eating chicken breast or salmon?
Oh, because you want the planet to survive another.
Is salmon contributing to the downfall of our planet?
Probably. No, salmon's good.
Oh, God.
Instead of steak, try plant-based meat. You won't. In chili, you won't notice the difference.
It's not plant-based meat. Let's get that straight.
Fake meat.
It's a meat substitute.
Yes.
Now, I live in Texas, Anya, where we have no problem killing animals for our meals.
I live in a vegetarian house.
Tony, I was going to play a Christmas song, but then I thought about it. It's not a good idea.
You'll probably get me copyright striked on YouTube.
That's why it's not a good idea, so I changed my mind.
Caleb says you should try my plant-infused based brownies. Caleb, I don't know if you heard my story, my brownie story. My wife is already cracking up in the background as she's cleaning up her rabbit mess back there. So for those of you that don't know this story, she is a poker player. And although she hasn't been recently, she can go there and just slay it and bring home a lot of money. And one night at the poker hall, someone was selling Caleb brownies, the infused brownies, and she brought them home. She's like, "Hey, I brought these home. You know, the girl said they're really good." Da 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 da. And she said, "Take one bite only." I've never had a brownie before, Caleb. So if I can remember the story correctly. I took a bite and I waited like 30, 40 minutes and I wasn't feeling shit. And I was like, fuck this. Give me another bite.
Oh boy.
And then, babe, what happened? Was I thirsty? Well, I got up to go to the bathroom, I think, to get a glass of water.
Were those Mexican brownies, Holmes?
We were laying in bed watching TV, and I got up and I walked the 10 or 15 feet into the bathroom to go get a drink of water. I could feel that it was starting to affect me at that point. And I had taken one step into the bathroom and I passed the fuck out. I just like fell. And I don't even remember what happened, but somehow, luckily, she was behind me and she caught me. And I woke up on the floor. I was like, what happened? She's like, you fainted. So that's not the first time, Caleb, that's happened to me on edibles. So it's pretty dangerous for me. It lowers my blood pressure for some reason. And if I get up and start walking, bad news.
You gotta be careful with those edibles, man.
I wish I had some edibles.
Do you wanna see Mexican Santa, Tony?
Yeah, what do you got?
What's up, Holmes? What you want for Christmas, Tony? I'm sorry.
Hey, Mediocre, what did the lowrider say to the Japanese chick standing on the side of the road? The motorcycle lowrider. What did he say to her?
I don't know.
Japonesa.
I like to have fun, that's all. It's all good fun. I don't pick on anybody.
Michael says McDonald's does use Beyond Meat, but I'm going to eat the real meat. Yeah, a lot of people have the Impossible Burger. I don't know that I've ever tried one. I'm sure it tastes okay.
I don't think either one of those companies, McDonald's or Burger King, have ever been really using real meat, to be honest.
The pink slime.
It's always been Beyond.
It's the pink slime, Mediocre. Mike, I'll say hi to her when she comes back in the room. I think she went
I
back
like
to the
Burger
bedroom.
King, but I would McDonald's. Oh my God, instant diarrhea.
I do like McDonald's food, the taste of it, and I do own McDonald's stock, but it's not very good for my digestion, Anya. I'm gonna vote with you on that.
Yeah, yes. I never eat that stuff, but I did the other night because I was starving, and it did not end well for me.
There was a time in my life when I was working too much in my corporate job, and I would literally go to McDonald's like once a day, sometimes twice a day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Anya, it was bad.
Where the hell's Richie? Richie's not in the chat.
And now, Anya, I'm down to like maybe once a month if I really want to treat myself, like with some nasty salt-laden, fat-laden food. And by calling
if you're
it
desperate,
it food, I'm being generous.
If you're desperate, get at McDonald's. Get the fish, the fillet of fish, whatever it's called.
Fillet of fish. It used to be good. I used to like a fillet of fish at McDonald's. It's lost a lot of quality. I almost refuse to order it. McMuffins, Berry Electronics. That is like the one healthy item on their menu.
What is it?
Well, he said egg and sausage McMuffin, but the just the regular egg McMuffin. Like if you're on a keto diet and you want a fast food breakfast, egg McMuffin is not the worst choice out there.
Yeah, it's an English muffin with an egg on there. I don't know if the egg is real, but you know.
Hey Scarlett, Mike says hello.
Egg and cheese with like a.
I'm just passing on hello from the audience.
Hi, Scarlett.
Hi, Scarlett. Glad you're
everybody's saying hello.
home.
Do you want to come listen?
Oh my God! Make Tony get you a drink.
Make Tony get you a drink. Hey, do you still have your Paloma? You're sick. What's wrong? Her eyes have been bothering her all day, Anya.
Scarlett, you want to come sit on Santa's lap and tell me what you want for Christmas?
Yeah. Hey, Scarlett, come sit on Santa's lap.
Oh, Scarlett, you'll be okay. Just jump in the shower and get the animal dandruff off you.
She doesn't have any makeup on, Anya. Her eyes have been burning her all day.
Wasn't the animal dandruff, not makeup, animal stuff. Doesn't she work with animals?
Baby, I can't hear you because I have headset in.
Animals. Doesn't she have animal dandruff on her?
We have
Possibly.
Anya, we have we have cats, dogs, rabbits, and chickens, so there's no fucking telling.
Yeah. Oh my God. Jump in the shower.
Chickens? You got chickens?
Oh yeah. He's gonna do a video about that.
You're gonna do chicken videos, Tony?
We have Benadryl, babe. I don't know.
Take a shower, Scarlett. Or a quick shower.
There's some Allegra
you know
in
how
the bathroom.
Popular animal
There should be a big bottle of it.
videos are. Tony just has to change his
Yeah, check for a big bottle of
to
Allegra.
Homestead.
So for those that were asking about, I saw as I was leaving the live stream the other night, what happened to the chicken that got attacked. She is back outside. Mediocre, have you ever had a chicken that you had to separate from the flock? You have chickens, right?
Yes.
When you reintroduce a chicken to the flock, all of a sudden, because I had her inside to heal up for over a week, when you reintroduce them, it's like a stranger, so they all try and attack them. They all try and attack it.
They got to get the peck order back straight.
Yeah, they had to get the pecking order back straight. So I would put her out during the daytime and bring her inside. I did that for 2 nights. And then now she's like fully reintegrated back into the flock or the pack. And they can hang out okay. But she won't fucking put herself to sleep in the coop. So every night I go outside, she's up on top of my air conditioning unit in the middle of the circular grate or whatever you call it, Mediocre. What do you call that? Where your fan is.
Fan? Yeah, condenser fan motor.
But the grate on top of it, the wire grate.
Yeah.
She's trying to sleep on top of that. So I have to go out every night. It's been 5 nights in a row. Pick her up, go put her back in the coop on the roosting bar. And she's fine in the morning when they wake up, but I don't know why she won't put herself to sleep in the coop.
Are the other chickens pecking her off the roost before, when they go up?
I put her up on the roosting bar, but I don't know if she stays there all night.
Well, I mean, if she tries to go up.
Well, once it gets dark and they go to sleep, they'll leave her alone. But when they go in, they're probably not letting her go in.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to watch them one night when the sun's going down because, yeah, those other chickens are bitches to her. She's probably trying to go in there to go to sleep, and they're like, "Fuck you." So she's like, "All right, I'll go sleep over here." And they naturally they try and find somewhere high up to sleep, like a tree branch for her on top of the air conditioner, which is about 3 feet off the ground. But that's not going to save you from a possum or a raccoon.
You know what I do, Tony?
What?
I'm going to tell you. Okay, so part of the pecking order that's a totally legit thing. Is the leader of the pack gets the highest thing, right? So when it's dark at night, after they all go in there, like if they're messing with, you know how they like to peck a chicken and pluck the feathers out of them?
Yep.
So in the middle of the night, I'll go in there and knock them all down, and I'll put that chicken at the top. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, all of our roosting bars are at the same height, but I have gone in there and she's like hanging out in the nesting box, which is a little bit lower. Maybe I'll go. I haven't checked it in the past 4 or 5 days. I just go put her in there.
Put her right in the middle, on the bar where they all go. Knock them all down, put her up there, and then the rest of them will jump up there, and she'll be in the middle. And when the next morning they'll be like, "Hey, what the hell?" And they'll just have to get used to it. You're gonna mess up the pecking order, but they'll leave her alone and they'll accept her after a while. But I'm an asshole, so I do stuff like that. Because they will, if they can, they'll
Yeah,
they'll attack her
I don't
till she
want to train
dies.
her to sleep in the garden, babe. Yeah, they leave her alone at night. Chickens can't see at night, so if you go move a chicken in the middle of the night onto a roosting bar, they don't mess with her once she's up there. Did you know that, Mediocre?
Sure.
They can't really see in the dark.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's when you should do it.
Yeah.
Because if she's in the middle, they'll be like, "Oh, how'd she get in the middle?" That's part of the pecking order thing.
I've seen some videos of like a fox or a coyote that gets in a hen house in the middle of the night, and they've got an infrared camera, and the chickens are just sitting there like sitting ducks or sitting chickens, and they all get picked off one by one because they can't see what's happening.
Yep.
She's definitely not the flock leader, Mike. She is the smallest of all of the chickens. She's an ornamental breed. So, yeah, she gets picked on.
Yep.
You could
It happens.
could try to put her up a roost pole in a separate corner or something too.
Yeah, maybe I could make a separate roosting bar higher up just for her. Anyways, I'm going to give it a few more days. I've never had to really separate a chicken for a week before. All of the 8 that I have were all raised together from chicks, from like day old. So they've always gotten along fine. I don't know why they're giving her a hard time now, but
Are you still getting eggs?
Anya, I have 8 chickens. I'm only getting 1 egg a day because they're finishing up molting season. Or else they're hiding 7 eggs somewhere. But when they're
Mediocre, are you getting eggs?
No, I had raccoons in my pen.
Oh, damn. Get rid of them.
I did. Believe me, I did.
Still no eggs?
I don't got no chickens.
Caleb says
Oh, shit.
Caleb says Tony's just glad she didn't get attacked and he has to play chicken doctor. My wife works at a vet clinic, Caleb, so we have medicine and discounted vet services if we need it. But she did get attacked. I mean, she lost about that big of a space above her tail on her back of feathers. But I don't know what did it because I didn't see it. I don't know if it was a dog, a raccoon, the other chickens. I just found her in the morning hiding in a corner with ants crawling on her, an open wound on her back. I don't know what got her.
There's probably other chickens picking the blood feathers.
It could have been other chickens. I just assumed it was a dog, but it could have been other chickens.
They were
Anyways,
probably trying to kill her.
we brought her inside till she was healed up, and she's doing good now. So
They put her on a heating pad.
we did, yeah, because our tile floor it's cold here, Anya. I have her in the bathroom. I had her in the bathroom so she wouldn't make a mess everywhere. People are like, how do you have a chicken inside your house, locked up in the bathroom with a tile floor? So easy to clean.
Raccoons are brutal if they get into a chicken coop. They just kill all of them, bite their heads off.
Mediocre, how did they get in?
So I have a coop inside of a pen, right? So the pen is pretty well secured, but it has a door. So the door, you open the door and you go in, and they got underneath between the door and the frame of the pen, so they could get in. But once they're in, it's hard to get out. So he didn't make it out.
Mediocre, I have some doors that I can sell you. some locking automatic doors.
Oh, for like the coop.
Yeah.
It sounds like they got under the wire.
I usually go in and I close the coop up myself at night. Well, my wife does, or her chickens.
But you know how much it changed your life when you have a timer automated door that self locks so a raccoon can't lift it open?
I do, but he didn't get in there. He got in the pen.
I hear you. So yours don't free roam in the yard?
No. I have like a 12 by 12 like it's like a chain link style fence.
Right. Ours
And then
free
inside that I
roam,
have a small coop.
ours free roam in the entire backyard during the day, and then they have a 12 by 6 coop, which they don't normally spend time in unless they hear a hawk or something during the day.
So what I do in the summertime is I have an electric fence that I set up around, and I let them free roam in the electric fence. But I have to clip their wings because they'll fly out of it, and then they in the freaking woods. And I don't like chasing chickens. You clip one of their wings, and then they can't fly because they're off balance.
Is Anya or Michael, is Calm a ticker that you guys want me to look at?
Yeah, look at Calm. I don't have it, but it's eggs, and I think egg prices are going to go up.
Holy shit! Look at that chart.
What is it? CLAM?
Yeah, 42 up to $51.
Speaking of chicken,
Is that why our eggs are so expensive?
I don't know. I haven't bought eggs in 2 years.
They say eggs are expensive because that avian flu.
I wish I had chickens.
That's bullshit.
Big B says, take a look at Shot. Yeah, Big B, someone turned me on to Shot a couple weeks ago, and I called it out on a Sunday night live stream, and it was at $3, and then it ran up the next day or two to $7. And then I told folks in the Discord to get out. It was probably going to come down. Well, I didn't say get out because I don't give trading instructions. Let me rephrase that. I said what I see from here is likely to decline. And it has been falling since then. So it's currently trading at 380, and we are waiting. I'm waiting to see the results of their double-blind placebo study. So that's where I'm at with Shot. I don't own it, but I might be a owner, and I have reached out to them to send me some products so I could sample it here live with you guys, and then do a blood alcohol content test, but they never responded to my email. So
Tony, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Why does retail constantly go after pharmaceuticals and stocks that are high risk like that?
That are what? High risk?
Yeah.
Because they want high reward. Everybody wants to be a millionaire tomorrow. Okay.
And they're cheap. They're a couple of bucks.
But I mean, when we first started talking about Shot back in late November, what I said very clearly was this stock has run up from $1 to $3. If it continues to move, jump in, but take the fucking profits. Don't be greedy. Forget all these people that are saying $100 price targets or whatever. And that goes for all of these plays. Like there's always going to be humpers putting out ridiculous prices on plays. I just want you guys to get accustomed to, if you made some money, start taking your profits out. Now, Mediocre, I know that's how you trade. Anya, I know you're trying to get better at that. Is that fair?
Yeah, I just
Oh, go on, Mediocre.
I was just say, yeah. I mean, I was just curious because I don't want anybody to think like I know anything about shot. I don't know anything about it, and I'm not specifically talking about shot in general. I'm talking about pharmaceuticals. Like it happens all the time. I see that happen with pharmaceuticals. The reason I brought it up is because even when I started trading 5 years ago or whatever, I was in TTNP, I was in NVAX, and I lost money. I mean, I eventually made money on NVAX, but only because of the 19 virus, you know?
I think if you're going to play pharmaceuticals, the best thing is if you can wake up right when pre-market starts and be there for when those announcements come out and play it for momentum for an hour or two, that's the way to do it. But like there's too many pharma and bio companies for me to ever keep up with all the products that are coming out. So I just don't trade them unless I'm up early and I see on my screener that this one is moving based on an announcement. I would play it for a few hours. I don't know how you play. I don't know how you play pharma stocks unless you're just a degenerate gambler.
There's so many stocks in the market. It's easy to make.
Can I talk for a second?
Yep.
I'm thinking. I always wait for like 30% gain. Maybe I have to stop and take profits at 15%. That's all.
I'd say it depends on the ticker, Anya. Like what's your goal? Are you day trading, momentum trading, swing trading, or long-term trading?
I would well, typically I'm long term, but maybe what if I was just for a few days? Maybe just 15% is good. Get out.
Or you need to learn to kind of like read the charts.
Say that louder, Gus.
You need to learn to read the charts.
Gus said you need to learn to read the charts, and that's what I agree with. Like I don't have a percentage gain that I'm looking for as much as when is it topping out.
I do read the charts thanks to Tony and mediocre. Thank you guys.
Oh, I learned to read the charts from Gus. Thank you, Gus. I appreciate it.
Oh, Gus. Thank you, Gus.
Obviously, I have a price target before I enter a trade. I have a price target I'd like to exit. But if it's a day trade, Anya, I'm just watching the chart, watching the 1 minute and the 5 minute. And when it slows down or starts turning, I just automatically exit. Sometimes that saves my life because they plummet. Sometimes they go down and then they continue up, and then I can rebuy back in. That's where it comes to chart reading can be valuable on day trades.
Extremely.
A lot of people give me shit because I say TA is useless. TA is useless when you're buying negative earnings, money losing companies and trying to hold them for the long term, right? How many people have you tried to see chart the TA on AMC and GameStop, for example, or Mullen? What have they done for the past 2 years? They've been nothing but wrong. Why? Because these companies need cash and they're losing money. So trying to chart it for a long-term hold is a foolish endeavor, but we all chart them, right? Mediocre, Gus. We all chart them for short-term trades.
Play them for the moment.
Gus, how often do you look at a chart?
Very often. When I see that something's got wavering, if I'm ahead in the game, I get out.
The stocks that I'm actively trading, Mediocre, I'm watching the chart every second of the trading day.
I'm like a bald fucking eagle, Tony. Shit.
A 10-cent gain is way better than a 20-cent loss.
That's right, Gus. Tell him.
I see so many bad habits. I want 20% here. I want 50% there. Come on, get real.
I see Pixie joined in. What's up, lady?
Hi, Pixie.
Hey, Pixie!
She's
And
got her
that's
mic
especially
off.
important if you're playing options as well.
Yes.
What was that, Shiro?
That's particularly important, especially if you're playing options. You need to be watching that chart even more.
I got. Can I tell you a story? I
go ahead.
had $12 puts on GameStop for this week, expiring Friday. I've got some other long-term options on GameStop, but just on a whim and a bet, I had bought $12 puts on GameStop, expiring this Friday. And before earnings, due to the IV, I might do a video on this because IV is critical when you're analyzing what to do with your options. Right before earnings, the IV had risen so much from like 200% to 400% that my $12 puts had doubled in price before earnings. And then
Okay.
then the
Tony,
earnings came
excuse
out.
me.
Then the earnings came out, and by the next morning, the IV had plummeted to 98%.
Tony, what is IV?
Implied volatility. So I got absolutely crushed. Even though GameStop plummeted the next morning, I got crushed by the IV deflating overnight.
So real quick to explain IV, so on you can understand. The more people who buy puts, the higher the IV will go. It's basically the demand of the put,
For
right?
a few more minutes.
And so as IV climbs,
No, we're live.
the price of the stock, the price is going to go up, right? So if you bought at a lower IV and the IV goes higher, you're going to make more money. So you want to sell on high implied volatility. You want to buy on low implied volatility.
That was a huge, like I was debating as we went into market close, the IV had tremendously inflated. I was talking about it in my GameStop earnings call live stream. Should I sell right now? No, I'm going to wait tomorrow because maybe the earnings will be bad and it'll plummet. And it did plummet the next morning. But the IV also plummeted too. So that's just a lesson. I should have taken it. Should have taken the 100% gain right then. I had only bet like $90. It's not a big deal.
Coulda, woulda. I love everything you guys teach me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll make it up in the next month on the long-term puts that I have.
I don't know shit, and Anya, I'm just a dumb plumber.
Mediocre. You taught me so much. You really did.
It just the only reason I bring this up is because you can be 100% correct. Like GameStop plummeted the next morning. You guys remember that? And my options that were worth double the day before were worth like 2 pennies the next morning, even though the price was below $12. Why? Because of the fucking IV. So good lessons there. What are you gonna do?
Implied
Happens,
volatility.
Tony.
That is why I don't bet more on options than I'm willing to lose.
On that other stock,
What other stock?
what was that other stock we did?
I don't know.
Oh.
We do so many.
No, don't mention it.
He disappeared on you. There.
You guys are awesome. I love you both. Thank you.
Mediocre, can you talk to us? What's the other stock?
Absolutely. It was Palantir.
Okay.
Remember when was it Palantir? It was the there was 2 companies. I forget which one it was. I have to go look in my list. I only lost like $5, but it was we had bought and puts on it. We were correct, but I got beat.
I bought puts on Palantir.
But I bought late.
I bought puts on Palantir $19 strike before it ran up to 21. So, but fortunately, you know, I like to buy typically options with a long time frame. So it ran up to 21 and then it came down and I ended up getting out of them in the green, but I was sweating it there for a while. I was in the red for a couple days on those. So in general, unless you're very sure of what you're doing, short-term options are risky. The more time you can add into your expiration date, the better chance you have. You know how irritating it is, Mediocre, to be right on the direction but wrong on the timing?
Yeah.
Really irritating.
Tony, what do you think is more profitable? Selling options or buying options?
I've gotten more into recently selling options, and they haven't harmed me yet. I've not lost money from selling options ever.
He's kind, ain't he?
So I'm gonna have to go with selling options is more profitable.
Look how smile on his face.
I can't help it.
That
You're
inclu-
telling me
That
I don't know why I was so against it, Mediocre, but like the wheel is the Bible. Sell covered calls, sell cash secured puts. If you know what you're doing, it's almost flawless.
Sweeter than honey.
I like it.
All right, you got to address a few questions in the chat.
I don't answer questions on you.
All right.
Oh,
All right. Let me go from the bottom up. George says, do you think AMC is finished diluting this week? George, I'll tell you what I told everybody in this chat and the Discord. My bet. Now, I don't have any inside information. Nobody pays me from AMC. I don't talk to anybody. But just looking at the volume, I was expecting that today or at the latest Monday, we would get some announcement from AMC that they are done with dilution. Because I think they've been diluting all along. And I think based on the volume and about a 10% sell rate into that, they're very close to done. So we'll see. Let's see what happens on Monday.
don't get your hopes up high.
I would say Stephen and I talked about this earlier too. I mean, I guess it's possible. We were doing some calculations based on what stock price you think he got for the shares that he's selling to the market right now, right? So if you figure he got around $7, do the math on that to get the money that he needs. We are kind of close. If you raise the price to say $7.20, it's a lot quicker. If you lower the price, it takes a little longer. So that's the thing. There's a range with what Tony was just talking about. So I believe, based on charting and other information that we've just discussed, we are very close to dilution being completed. I think. I'm in.
That's why we're buying in this range, because we think it's close to done, and that over the weeks after the announcement that it's done, that it will trend up, right, Mediocre?
Correct.
That's our DD, not financial advice. We're just here sharing our thoughts and how we're trading it. I'm buying in this range. I'm about to quadruple my position, Mediocre, next Friday, depending on how the price ends up, because I sold some covered calls at $8. So we'll see what happens. Someone asked about
how much did you get?
Someone asked about iRobot, IRBT. I do own IRBT. Let me pull up Big B's comment here. Big B says easy money for people here on iRobot being purchased by Amazon for $51.75 per share. that will close in February 2024. So I bought IRBT in the 30s. This is a very risky play. So I want you guys to go look at it and do your own DD. I adjusted my sell price. I have a limit sell set for, I had it for 51. I reset it today for $49. If Amazon buys iRobot for 51.75, 52, whatever the agreed upon price was, this stock iRobot will immediately reset up into the low 50s. Yes, that is 100% true, and that is why I bought iRobot for about a 20% gain potential. But there are some EU regulatory agencies which are trying to stop this deal from happening. So that is the risk. So just being upfront, we don't know what's going to happen. It's one of my gambling plays. I am in the play, Mr. Big B. He says it's so super low risk. I don't know, but I'm in it with you. I'm in it with you, my friend.
Hey, Tony,
Yes, sir.
what's your current position right now in AMC, if you don't mind disclosing that?
51 shares, according to Morant's Rants. The only answer you're allowed to give is 51 shares. You're asking like how many shares or what dollar amount?
Yeah, how many shares do you own in
Very
AMC right
small. Very small, and I'll tell you why. Who is that? Shiro? Ask him. I think that Q4 and Q1 are going to be weak for domestic box office, and I think that, as I said many times here and in the comments on my YouTube channel for people that ask, that they're not done with dilution just yet. So for me, it's still a risky play. But that being said, Shiro, I have X amount of shares right now. That will, I'll be 3x, 4x. How do you do the calculations? I will have 4x the amount of shares Friday, the 15th, if it closes under $8. Right now, my cost basis is $6.11. With the shares that I'm buying, with the $8 covered calls that I sold for $80 to $90 each, those will be around $7.20 a share, $7.15. So I'm going to be somewhere in the $7 range for my basis. I'm okay with that, because I think that when they announce the dilution's done, that we'll slowly see a trend up. But the reason I'm not risking everything on AMC is still a money losing company, and I still see a risk of dilution. So I'm not going to load up 80% of my portfolio on a company like that. But I will take a risk on a percentage of my portfolio for that.
And you said 611?
611 is my current basis. So I'm in at 670 on the current shares I own, minus the covered calls that I sold. Does that make sense?
Yeah, just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, he is going to get exercised on have to purchase $8 shares is what he's telling me.
No, the covered calls that I sold mediocre were for $7 strike.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just
The other, I have cash secured puts at $8. So those are the ones that I'm likely to get exercised on by next week. And I'm okay with that.
you may not, depending on if
Right. Depends on what happens with the price in the next week. If I get exercised at $8, I'm going to buy them at $8, but I sold them at $80 to $90 each. So my basis will be around $7.11, $7.20 or so. And I'm okay with that. I'm not worried about it going too much lower. Sycamore Style says, why do you think Q1 and Q2 will be weak? Look at the domestic box office on Box Office Mojo. What are we at right now? Now, look, guys, I'm doing everything I can personally. Sorry, I'm not looking at God. I'm looking up at my screen up here.
I'm looking for the North Pole.
Yeah, domestic box office is 1.2 billion right now, guys. AMC needs 2.6 billion in the quarter to turn a profit. So we're at 1.2 billion with 3 weeks left to go in the quarter. By my spreadsheet, by my financial analysis, the company is going to lose in Q4 at least 100 million in cash and 200 million on the income statement. That's just black and white numbers based on my spreadsheet, which has tracked earnings and losses fairly closely. At some points, exactly closely. And I think based on the movies that are in Q1, it's going to be the same. So that's just where I'm at on Q4 and Q1. We're going to lose money in both quarters.
I'm hoping we get the Q4 movies that were supposed to be in Q4 and Q1. That's what I'm hoping for. That's why I say what I say. You know what I mean? We might be able to in 2024, but I don't know.
I'm looking at 2025 mediocre.
I know.
We all have.
I got hope.
We all have different opinions, and that is what is beautiful about this group of people, is we can have different opinions without insulting each other.
That's right.
Because we're grown-ups.
We think we are, Tony. Did you see what the fuck we're wearing, Tony?
Oh Lordy. So yeah, I don't want to shit on anybody's parade. Is that a saying? Rain on anybody's parade.
Wonka. Willy Wonka is going to save the day.
Anya,
Wonka.
what you were right about Barbie. I was very pessimistic about Q3, and Anya said, "Tony, Barbie's going to save the day." And who else? You and Dan, right, Anya?
Yep, Dan. Actually, Dan.
Dan and Anya said, "Tony, you're wrong. Barbie's going to save the day," and I didn't see it coming, and they were right. And I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong.
Yep. I don't know if it's enough.
I'm definitely
Beyonce's got the shit, dude.
I'm definitely gonna see Wonka, and Hunger Games. That's on our tap for this weekend or next week.
Beyonce's got it, Tony. Don't you worry. She's
Beyonce has it like internationally.
Beyonce is helpful, but she's not anywhere near the numbers that Taylor Swift is posting.
Hey,
you fucking shill.
Not yet.
Sycamore Styles says, any updates on your Highcroft opinion? No updates. I think, guys, you have plenty of time to be patient with Highcroft. We're going to find out middle to late next year what their plan is for building the milling plant and restarting mining. So where I would be wrong on Highcroft is if they get a buyout offer. But if they get a buyout offer, it's not going to be at a price where you're probably going to be in the green if you bought it at $2 or $3 a year ago, which is $20 or $30 now. It's at $2 right now.
Hello, Pam the trader.
So I'm not bearish on Highcroft. I'm just waiting for the right entry. Remember, it's a 5 to 7 year plan.
You know what I think the Highcroft shareholders should do?
What?
I think they should go and start digging. Just take over the fucking place and start digging up the gold, baby. Let's go.
I would like to buy some Highcroft again. I've traded it 2 or 3 times, but I'm not in it at the moment. And I'm just waiting for the right entry. And I will try and time it somewhere around the time where I think they're going to announce the milling plant numbers. But my concern, guys, on Hycroft is twofold. They're going to need to spend some money to build a milling plant. And as I covered in my last video, they want to fix the balance sheet.
I'll mill it up with a couple of sledgehammers. Let's go.
They want to fix the balance sheet mediocre, which means taking debt off the balance sheet and trading it for equity in some form, which if you're holding Hycroft stock right now is probably not going to be in your favor. Just listen to what they're telling you and interpret it with common sense, not hype. We want to flatten out the balance sheet.
At the beginning of this chat, at the very beginning, did we talk about dilution, Tony? And I said, if you're going to get diluted, well, if I hear of dilution and I'm in a play, I'm leaving.
That's why I'm out of it for the moment. I'm just being cautious. If I miss somebody buying it for $4 a share, $10 a share, I'm okay with that. I'm more worried about the risk as a long-term holder right now of what they're telling me. We want to fix the balance sheet by trading it for equity. That is concerning to me.
And I like the way that Steven puts it for people to understand. I'm going to use.
What's he say?
He says you need to look at it like your ownership. You're losing ownership of the company when they dilute you.
Yep.
You're losing stake. So if you buy it at a lower price, you're avoiding that. Just food for thought.
Big B says if anyone wants to understand selling options, go see FFIA. I don't know who that is.
Neither do I. Maybe I should go take his class though.
Michael says, did you look at the MOR chart? No, but let's look at it.
Where did Pam go?
She said it's loud where she's at. Live band.
That's all right.
Hey guys, we need a food stock.
Anya really wants us to talk about Oatly right now.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying we need a food stock. I'm not talking about anything in particular.
Okay.
People are going to need to eat.
All right. So how about Texas Roadhouse? It's a Texas-based company.
All right.
It's a steakhouse, and they give you hand-cut steaks.
You like that one?
What's the ticker, mediocre?
That's actually a good stock. I'm not sure the ticker. Let me look it up. I'll tell you exactly.
I'm looking up
MOR. I was thinking more of stuff you would buy and take home, like,
How about Tyson's Foods?
Yeah.
We looked at Tyson.
Like that.
Tyson looks interesting on the chart. MOR's had 2 quarters of losses, preceded by 329 million net income. I don't know what this company does though.
All right, Tony, look up Texas Roadhouse.
All right, what's the ticker?
TXRH.
That is one of my wife's favorite steakhouses, by the way, mediocre, which, holy shit, look at that chart.
You like it?
I love that.
So do I.
I'll buy it.
Why can't everybody ask me about a ticker that has a chart like this? Look at this shit.
All right.
I want every ticker you guys to ask me about to look like this fucking shit.
You guys, you gotta know where to fucking go. That's what it is, baby.
But what
you gotta know when to hold them, when to roll them.
But what do you guys ask me about? You ask me about charts that look like this.
Food. I want food. I want food stocks. Food is where it's at.
We need more people asking about tickers that look like this. Texas Roadhouse.
Damn.
That's how you fucking make money, mediocre.
That's a good company. I told you it was a good company.
God.
They got the business model, man. They make the bread. Their fucking rolls are the fucking bomb diggity.
I
in
know
their butter, bro.
that's why I go there. Like mediocre. I don't know if you heard this story, but I try and take my wife to the fancy steakhouses, and she's like, "I'd like the filet mignon, well done," and the waiter's like, "I'm sorry, ma'am, the chef won't do that." I'm serious. This is a true story.
I believe it. You don't want to ruin a good piece of meat.
Yeah. So I take her to the Texas Roadhouse, which she absolutely adores because it's cheap and they will cook the steak the way that she wants it. But all right, let's look at their financials real quick. TX. I like my steak mediocre, medium rare.
I didn't mean
like it
I
should
knew it was
be.
a good stock. I apologize. And it's not really a food stock. It's a restaurant. I was being.
Let me just
I like
see.
it,
Let's just see what it looks like. Hang on. I'm gonna put the. Let's just look at it together.
Meat is the best thing ever.
All right.
Sure.
Revenue. Guys, look at this. This is what I want you to be buying for the 80% of your portfolio. Increasing top line revenue. When you see a chart like that, you're in the right space. Now let's look at net income. They had one quarter bad back in 2019.
Unless you're vegetarian.
Forget about your politics for a minute, Anya. Net income generally going up. Okay, the last quarter they had a bit of a downturn, but this is a long history of generally increasing incomes. Yes, babe. All right, we're running short on time. 10 more minutes. Retained earnings. Look at that, mediocre. Are you with me? Nothing.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the YouTube channel so I can look at it.
Shareholders equity. Nothing but up, guys. This is a slam dunk. I mean, unless the company's gonna crash. I mean, this is the basis of what is a good stock to be considering for your portfolio.
Ron, you gotta look like this. It's making greenback, so it's green.
Total current liabilities, 561 million. Total current
Gus,
assets is.
as long as it's green, I'm up.
All right, they do have a working capital deficit here, though. Mediocre, 181 million in total current assets versus 561 in total current liabilities. So that right there would need some digging into. Why is that happening? I'm not going to do that on this live stream, but that's one thing that would stand out to me as a concern.
Save the ticker.
But in general, this company is just killing it.
Killing it like they're killing them cows.
Killing it like they're killing cows.
Yep.
And they got some damn good rolls on top of that.
Moo, moo.
Pam
There ain't
says
nothing wrong with none
she
of
will
that.
die without steak, seafood, and salmon.
All right. That wasn't really a food one that you guys were looking for. I mean, that was kind of like a smart ass thing. I knew it was a good stock.
What I always worry about mediocre with these big chain companies is when they reach the point of market saturation. You've probably seen it in many other restaurant chains that expand. Top line revenues keep going up until they get too big. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So that is the concern that I have with restaurant chains. You want to be smart about when you're buying them. That's all I'm going to say. There's many, many stories of horror of restaurant chains which got too big and then they couldn't service the debt, or they expanded too quickly. So I don't know anything about Texas Roadhouse other than we enjoy eating there and it doesn't break the budget. I can feed 2 of us for my ribeye steak cost at a good steakhouse. And you get unlimited bread, right? It's free. Is it free bread?
Yeah, the bread's free.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes mediocre, I'm tempted just to go there, get the free bread, and order a salad.
All right, you want a decent food stock?
Yeah.
Kraft Heinz.
Yes. What is?
Kraft Heinz.
Kraft Heinz. KHC.
I own that mediocre. Oh my god, I own it.
You own Kraft Heinz, Anya?
I do.
I like that one.
It's fallen from 72 to 36. Let's take a quick look. Kraft Heinz.
By the way, I also own Kellogg's. The new Kellogg's.
Mediocre, that's 7 years of basically flat top line revenue. Net income.
They make macaroni and cheese, Tony.
Net income is not, it's not singing to me. It's positive, but it's all over the map. Balance sheet, let's see what they look like. Cash is declining. Total current assets, slight decline. Total current liabilities, slight decline. Working capital is about a 1. So not the worst, mediocre, but that's not the best food company I think we could pick from. Texas Roadhouse looks a lot better.
But that's not a food company, it's a restaurant.
They sell food, damn it.
I agree.
All right, guys, we got 6 minutes. My wife said, you told me an hour ago you'd be done with your live stream. What website do you look at for financials? Caleb, the website I was pulling up there is stockanalysis.com. This is good for just a quick look. But if I'm doing a deep dive on a company, I'll pull up the actual 10Q filings, because you don't always get the drill down that you want to off of a website like this. But just for a 30-second look, is it a good stock or not? You can ascertain that by looking at something like this. And then if I have questions like, where was the money spent? What kind of debt do they have? Then I go into the SEC website and look at the actual company filings. Did I buy CAG? I don't own any CAG. Is that ConAgra? Yep. ConAgra.
Hey, Tony.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the effects of institutions buying onto AMC? What do you think that'll do to the company?
I think that at a certain point when the dilution's done, we'll see some more institutional buying of AMC. But I think they are worried about Q4, and I think they're concerned about 2024. So institutions like to buy at here's my take on it. They want to buy at a risk-free price. So they're going to hesitate when they know the company's diluting. And when the dilution's done, I think you'll see some institutional buying push it up. But they are going to temper that buying with their analysis of what is 2024 going to look like. So that is why I'm telling you guys, I'm going to be looking at what is the 2024 movie schedule going to look like? Are they going to make more money in 2024 than they did in 2023? And for me, the wild card there is concerts like Beyonce and Taylor Swift. I think 2024 will be flat unless they have more concerts that we don't know about yet. In which case it could
Those actors better get their asses to work, Tony.
And if there's concerts, it could be a really exciting year for trading. I'm more looking at 2025. I'm trying to game it out. But there's definitely a chance that 2024 could be interesting and exciting. Based on the movies I see right now, I don't know if I'm all the way there yet to make a super bullish case for a major upside in 2024. But there will be volatility.
I like that anyways.
So that's what I'm saying to my folks is I think 2024 is a good volatility trading year based on what I see right now. And I reserve the right to change my mind.
Tony, how do you take advantage of volatility?
Buy the dips, sell the rips. Don't get focused. Don't get focused on a short squeeze. Don't get focused on some ridiculous price target. So when you see it trending down and you think it's been pushed lower than it should be, go ahead and snap some up. And,
you're a hedge fund shill motherfucker.
If it starts getting a little move up, trade out of it and then rinse and repeat.
I'm up 10%. I am up 10% on Kraft Heinz. I should probably get out.
It doesn't look like a huge winner to me, Anya. I mean, there's nothing wrong with holding Kraft Heinz, but it's not like a growth stock. Right? You saw the charts I was just putting up, right?
I'll take 10%.
Yeah, I mean 10% is fine, but it's been flat for years on the revenue and net earnings.
You guys, I just want to say this: when you're looking at stocks and stock charts, right? You want the stock chart to look like you got to walk up the hill, the snowy hill, before you sled down the motherfucker. Okay, so you want the stock going this way, not this way. How's that?
Retail traders, I think, mediocre, are very focused on buying stocks which have the negative slope because they're hoping for the short squeeze, which is fine, right? We all play those.
But I mean, when you go sledding, do you always start at the top of the hill, or do you start at the bottom and walk up?
I'm just saying, if you're going to be buying the sledding slope stocks, don't make that your entire portfolio.
I agree.
Make dang sure you know where the hill's at.
Don't be a knife catcher your whole life.
I just like to be a smart ass, you guys. I enjoy having fun.
I get it, guys. Like a small percentage gain is good.
Repeat
Volatility.
that. Repeat that one more time. I mean, imagine if you made 5 or 10% every week, and then extrapolate that out times 52 weeks, Anya. Do the math. It's okay. You don't have to. Every stock you buy doesn't have to 300% overnight. It's okay to rack up smaller gains over and over and over.
10% is good.
I want you guys to sleep on these 2 words tonight: capital preservation. That means don't keep investing in stocks where you're losing money. Capital preservation is how you stay in this for the long term. If you're losing money, your game plan's probably not correct. Step back, reassess, figure out where's the smart time to buy, and look for stocks that are growing, not stocks that are losing.
What does average true range mean to you, Tony?
Average true range. Nothing at the moment. Why don't you teach me?
So you can take any stock and look at its average true range, and that'll tell you basically what it typically moves within a day. And you can take advantage of that information.
For day trading?
for day trading. It works on all time frames. I'm just saying you could use it for day trading purposes. You can use it for a 5-minute purpose, whatever. But you should look up average true range. Learn about, there's already YouTube videos out about average true range. It's an indicator. There's several different kinds of
All
average
right,
true range indicators.
that's not one that I've come across in all of my time, so I'll check into that one. But it sounds like just look at the chart and figure out which direction it's going and where are we at in the cycles of this stock, right?
Right, and how much it should move in a day.
Or a month or a quarter or a year.
Exactly.
I like it. All right, guys, it's midnight here. Scarlett's been home for a while from yoga, and she has to work in the morning, so she wants to spend a little bit of quality time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Thank you to Santa. Is that a real beard, by the way?
Is that beard real?
Yes, it is real.
Do you work as a mall Santa?
Strip
on the
mall.
weekends?
Strip mall Santa. That's why you have the fancy hat and I've got the $5 hat. I can't afford that fancy, you got the Bloomingdale's hat.
This is a company issued Santa suit.
I've got the Ross Dress for Less hat, mediocre.
Right.
They wouldn't even comp me the fucking Santa coat.
I got a pocket right here with my fucking flask in it.
Do you really have a flask?
You like that one?
If mediocre, should we grow these all the way till December and see who has the best Santa beard? I mean, till
I
Christmas?
just shaved mine down because I hate when it gets too long.
All right, you're gonna shave it when GTI squeezes. I got Scarlett below the desk here. All right, guys, I gotta go.
Good night. Peace, everybody.
Have a good night.
Peace out.
Let me make sure it's streaming over.
So you wanna go to war with me? You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you best stop.